How would you like to list one house per week with expired listings? That's exactly what I did, and in my second year I was able to sell 36 houses. Make sure you stick all the way to the end so you don't miss one step in this proven strategy. Right now is the perfect time to take advantage of this strategy because for the last few years, as you probably already know, we've had extremely low inventory. It's been a seller's market. There's been tons of motivated buyers and most listings were selling, so there really hasn't been a lot of expireds to call. Now though, with rising interest rates, we're seeing less motivated buyers. There's uncertainty in the market, a looming recession. Some buyers are uncertain about their investments, they're uncertain about the future of their job, and what that creates is less buyers for the listings, or at the very least, less motivated buyers not willing to pay what sellers are asking for, which is going to create more opportunities for expired listings right now. I have 4 main steps for this proven strategy to list one house per week using expired listings, so let's get started. Step 1, you need a data provider and dialer system. The two best in the industry are going to be Redx and Vulcan 7. With these systems, you're going to get the expired data, meaning the expired phone numbers, the names, the addresses. In some instances, you'll also get email addresses. You're going to get a dialer system and a CRM system so you can manage your database. I've used both of these systems and I find that both of them have very high quality data. However, I do want to say that depending on what market you're in, the data could vary. I've used pretty much every expired data source out there. There's a lot, trust me. Redx and Vulcan 7 hands down are the best, but after coaching hundreds of agents, I have realized that in different markets, Vulcan 7 might be a miss. In some markets, Redx might be better. So if you've been using either Redx or Vulcan 7, say for the last 6 months, and you feel like you're not getting the results you're expecting, the data isn't as good as you expected, maybe you should make a switch. I do want to say though, don't make a switch just because it's not working. It could be working if you're doing the work. What I mean by that is if you've been prospecting 2 to 3 hours per day for the last 6 months and using a dialer system and you still feel like you could be getting better results, well then it might make sense to make a change. So go ahead and make the change. If you're on Redx, switch to Vulcan. If you're on Vulcan 7, switch to Redx. If you're on Redx, switch to Vulcan 7. If you're on anything else besides those 2 platforms, I recommend switching because I have found that they are the best in the industry and I had great results with them. I actually have a link in the description that will save you a lot of money, and full disclosure, it's an affiliate link. They'll pay me a small commission to support this channel, but you will save money and not pay anything extra by using those links. Now that you have your data provider and dialer taken care of, do me a huge favor and smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. Now to step 2. You need to time block and set your goals. You need to make sure that you have time set aside in your calendar before the week even starts for your prospecting. I recommend starting at 8 a.m. every single day, Monday through Friday, and if you need to catch up, work a Saturday. Start in the morning. So many agents ask me, hey AJ, should I prospect in the morning, afternoon, nights? Well, hey AJ, at nighttime, isn't it going to be better because everyone's home from work? No, it won't be a better strategy doing it at night, and this is why. In the morning, the day hasn't taken your focus away, you still have high energy, you haven't been distracted by a million different things. It's just more likely that you can get a consistent schedule going if you're prospecting in the morning starting at 8 a.m. The other cool thing is if you catch the prospect before say 9, 10 a.m., they probably haven't really started their day yet. They might be on their way to work and you're catching them while they're still fresh. They haven't been really frustrated and drained by all the stuff that their work's going to throw at them that day, you know, running the kids to school, doing everything that it takes, you know, being a parent and being an employee. So you want to do it when you're fresh, when they're fresh, and more important than anything, the reason why I say you prospect in the morning is because you'll do it consistently. In your calendar, have it time blocked, 8 to 12 every single day. I recommend prospecting 2 hours if you're kind of in maintenance mode or cruise mode, meaning you've been prospecting for a while, your business is where you want it to be. 2 hours a day can kind of keep you in that cruise mode. Up to 4 hours a day if you're in ramp up mode. If you feel like you're just getting started or if you need to increase your business, say you want to double your business in the next 12 months, then I'd really recommend increasing it to say 4 hours a day. So have it time blocked. If it's 4 hours a day, write in your calendar. I recommend a paper calendar. Have written out from, you know, a line going down with an arrow saying 8 to 12, prospecting and follow up. I'd prospect say from 8 to 11 and use that last hour for follow up. So what is your goal? If you plan to say prospect 3 hours per day, make it a target to make 10 contacts per hour. So 30 contacts per day, 150 a week. I think that's a great goal for most agents. Once you prove to yourself that this is working, you're building momentum, maybe you can scale it back, but at a minimum, most agents should be prospecting at least 3 hours per day. Now that we know your goal is 150 contacts per week, we need to set a goal around how many appointments a week you're going to be setting. Even if you're a newer agent, I would set a goal to set 1 appointment per 50 contacts. So if you're making 150 contacts per week, then you should be able to set about 3 appointments. You set 3 appointments, you should be able to list at least 1. There's your 1 listing per week that I promised you in the video. Don't shut the video off now because I have 2 key steps that if you miss, it's not going to work out for you. It's really that simple. This is a numbers game. If you make 150 contacts per week, meaning you're prospecting for 15 hours, you'll set about 3 to 5 appointments and you'll list 1 to 2 homes. The key with this is consistency and focus. I've made some other videos in the past that you can check out, and I'll link a couple up in the description so you can see them that go more in depth of what does it look like to be focused while you're prospecting, what are your income producing activities, and things like that that are going to help this entire strategy. But this is just very high level. What do you need to do to list 1 house per week with expireds? Step number 3 is to practice your scripts and start calling. I recommend that everybody has a role play partner where they're practicing for 15 to 30 minutes per day, and switch it up. Have a few different partners that you're working with. You want different personalities and you want to keep it so it doesn't get stale. So I always had between 3 and 5 different role play partners to make sure that I was staying sharp and getting better with my scripts. On top of that, I would be practicing at least 1 to 2 hours per day if you're newer to seller prospecting. You can be reading them out loud. We call it chanting. Just read it out loud. You can read it slow and then read it fast. Write them out. Doing all of these different things is going to help you internalize the scripts so it doesn't feel like a script. You know, agents resist scripts because they don't want to sound like a robot. They don't want to feel stupid. They think the seller is going to be like, man, this person's using a script. I can tell you, if you're practicing doing what I'm talking about here, within a matter of a week or 2, you're gonna feel confident with the script. It's going to come across like you're a pro, and it's going to feel very natural. The scripts I want you practicing is going to be the main expired script and the objection handlers. You can get a copy of all of these in my free expired prospecting mini course, linked up in the description. Check that out. It's 100% free, and so many agents have told me that it's extremely helpful for them, so I hope you enjoy it. By now, you should be gaining confidence that you're headed in the right direction. I have a ninja trick for you though, that's going to take this to the next level. After I share this with you, you're going to feel like you're unstoppable, and there's no doubt you'll be able to crush your goals with this. Step 4 is establishing a nurture farm. When you're prospecting 150 contacts per week as an example, most of the people that you're going to be having a conversation with are not going to be ready to meet with you to list their house. So you need to be thinking, okay, I'm not getting the appointment right now, so I need to convert them into a nurture. A nurture is essentially a seller who has agreed to interview you for the job of selling their home when they're ready, and you get their email. I have a ninja script for this in the expired mini course in the description below, so make sure you check that out. It allows you, once you ask for the appointment a couple times, which is built into the main script, it allows you to transition without coming across too pushy or too aggressive to getting that person as a nurture, so you maintain that relationship and it offers you an opportunity to get their business in the future. Follow along with me as I talk about the numbers around this. This is where it gets really exciting. You're prospecting for 3 hours, so you should be able to make 30 contacts. That's your goal, 30 contacts. Have your mindset where you're going to get at least 10% of those converted into nurtures. So you should be getting 3 nurtures per day, right? The average person works 260 days a year. Multiply that by 3 nurtures. That's 780 nurtures per year that you're getting. That is momentum. That is building your pipeline. This is 780 potential sellers who said when they go to sell their house, they are open to interviewing you. Now, of course, all of them are not going to interview you. You're going to miss some of them. They're going to list before you reach back out. Some of them are going to have a family member that gets into real estate. Some of them are not going to sell. Some of them are going to sell for sale by owner. There's going to be things that happen. So you're not going to get 780 listings, obviously, right? But you're going to get a large percentage of these to become listings over time. This is building out your pipeline. I mean, think about this 3 years out. That's 2,340 nurtures. This is your nurture farm. Over time, your nurture farm starts to provide for you. It starts to become your main prospecting list. So instead of having to, grind away on the new expireds every day, which quite frankly, I hated, I started to hate it less when I got good at it. But when I was able to transition over to working mostly my nurture farm, it became fun because when you reach out, they know who you are because you've already had a conversation. You've probably been sending them an email or text or direct mail. There's different things you can do that I teach. And you really start to establish momentum with them. And now you're listing, say, 2 houses a week, all from your nurture farm. And now you're getting referrals. this becomes the best way of doing business. This exact strategy is what allowed me to make over $150,000 in my second year of real estate and propelled me the following year to make multiple six figures. So this is a strategy that I know works, and it's easy to implement, guys. It's only 4 simple steps. So if this video helped you in any way, do me a huge favor and help me out by smashing the like button and subscribing to my channel.